Hey, this is James Patrick for Shutterbug magazine, and today we're going to be showing you how different light modifiers can impact your outdoor portraits. So we're here in sunny Arizona, as you can see. We have our lovely model Ashley with us. And what we're going to start with is we're actually going to start with using all natural light. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to expose for Ashley's face. I'm going to let the background blow out. We have the sun behind her as a backlight. And so the background's going to be really overexposed. And we're just going to see how that looks as a baseline. For our second shot, we're actually going to be using a 5-in-1 reflector. We're still using the sun as backlight, but we're actually going to be bouncing some light back up onto our subject's face. That way we can darken the background a little bit while still exposing for her face. So when using a 5-in-1 reflector, we have a couple different options. One of the options is we can use a silver bounce, and that's going to give us a nice cool highlight on our subject's face, and that's what we've been using for these portraits. Also, we have a gold bounce that we can use if we want to really warm up her face, and we also have a white one in here as well to give us a very soft bounce. What we're going to be moving on to next is actually using strobe lights outside. Now in order to do this, we need a mobile battery pack. If you don't have this, don't worry. You can get a speed light, and there's actually a lot of different light modifiers that you can attach to your speed lights as well. So the first light modifier that we're going to be using for our strobe is actually going to be a beauty dish, which is a really great modifier for portraiture because it gives it a lot of nice specular highlights to the face. We are going to soften it, however, just a little bit by adding a diffusion sock to the end of it. For our next step, we're actually going to be using a softbox, which is going to be a much softer light as compared to the beauty dish, which is going to have a much more gradual fall off. I like using the Octabox because it gives a nice circular catch light in the eyes when you look up close on the photo. Now we have a couple different options on how we want to position the light. One of my favorite things is actually feather the light away from the subject, so it almost looks like you're just kind of almost softly painting the light across the subject's face. Alternatively, you can point the light directly at the subject to get a much more bright and punchy light right on their face. But because it's a softbox, it's still going to be a very soft light. We're going to be adding in one more shot here, and what we're going to do for this one is I actually added a neutral density filter to the end of my lens. What this is going to allow me to do is actually darken the shot so I can get a much richer background while still exposing for the subject at a much higher aperture. So I can shoot at a 2.8, so I'm really open up and really blur out the background so all the focus is on my subject. Hopefully you're able to take something away from this video that you can apply to your own images. Once again, this is James Patrick for Shutterbug magazine, and that's a wrap.